Hey, this is Matt once again, and it's going to be funny because I had to record this video again. So if you see in future videos that I have a beard, that's because I pre-recorded it, like I had pre-recorded this, but because I had a day or two off and I just did some videos. But again, something screwed up, so I had to re-record it, so there you go. And I have to talk about this film again, Roadhouse 2 Last Call, which is a 2006 film, direct-to-video sequel to Roadhouse that has very little to do with it, and the fact that none of the characters return. Johnathon Schaech, which this guy is a terrible actor. He has no charm, no charisma, no personality. He's a terrible actor, and he's been in a lot of terrible movies. He was in 8mm 2, which I ranted on in the past. That rant is still up, because I saw 8mm 1. I'm like, that's a good movie. Oh, there's a sequel? Wow, I saw the sequel, and it's a piece of shit, so I ranted on it. He was also in Day of the Dead Bloodline, which was even worse than the Day of the Dead fucking remake. And I rented on that piece of shit, Day of the Dead Bloodline. So this guy, he should stay away from movies. He should definitely stay away from straight-to-video sequels. With this in 8mm 2. He's a DEA agent. You also find out he's the son of Dalton, Patrick Swayze's character. I'm like, yeah, right. This guy has no... He doesn't have a thimble of Swayze's talent or charisma. And when he finds out that his uncle has been hurt, and thus Johnathon Schaech goes to Louisiana to visit his uncle in the hospital and decides to help out his uncle's bar. And then what follows is a severe lack of action. I could count on one hand how many fight scenes there are. The few that are in there, Johnathon Schaech is not bad in handling the fight scenes, but he just has no acting talent. Nothing about him. I don't know why they cast this guy. And then I looked at the credits, I'm like, oh, he helped work on the fucking screenplay. Maybe that's how he got a fucking job. Oh, and this is from the director of Cruel Intentions 3. They didn't even know there was 3 fucking Cruel Intentions films. But yeah, Cruel Intentions 3, that's the director for this. It looks cheap, homegrown horseshit. The music is either lame, hoedown, redneck, country music, which if that was Jeff Healey type music like in the first Roadhouse, it'd be fine. But this is the podunk type of music you hear in fucking Howling 7, New Moon Rising. Ready people to square dance and shit in Pappy's Chili. Or when the bad guys come in, you have this generic rap crap. You might as well call it C-rap. Total fucking crap generic rap music. It's like anytime the bad guys come is rap music. Anytime it's the good guys it's country music. I don't know who's trying to say something about that, but that's what happens. The bad guys, you have Jay Busey, which I'm sorry, Jay Busey, he does not have the talent of his dad. Jay Busey is the type of guy that should either stick to his roles in Starship Troopers or stick to comedies. Because he's not intimidating as a villain. He doesn't have the intensity, the animosity, the dangerous glint that Gary Busey had in his roles, whether it be in Lethal Weapon or Surviving the Game or Predator 2. Jay Busey doesn't have that. And Jay Busey is another guy who should stay away from straight-to-video sequels. Because he was in The Hitcher 2, where he kills C. Thomas Howell's character on screen. Then he's in this film where you find out that he killed Patrick Swayze's character off screen. Because old Dalton was murdered long ago. And we hear about this because Johnathon Schaech mentions, oh yeah, my dad was murdered. We never knew who did it. And you found out Jay Busey did it. By shooting. I'm like, I'm supposed to buy this motherfucker shooting Dalton? Patrick Swayze's character? And I don't know why they do this in sequels where they kill off the hero of the previous movie. I don't understand that. When has that worked out for the best? Whether on screen or off screen. Alien 3, Star Trek Generations, the new Star Wars films, Tip Boxer 2. When has it ever worked out for the better? You know, the main hero it doesn't. It's just insulting and it's lame. And other people in the film, Richard Norton, yes, the martial artist who was in a pretty underrated action film called Under the Gun. He's in here as a guy who's above Jay Busey, but yet he's not the main bad guy, even though he should, because he works better as a villain than Jay Busey. He can fight, unlike Jay Busey. So, okay, if you get a guy who's a lead, who's supposed to be studied in martial arts, and he has like a little fight with Richard Norton. And Richard Norton does pull off some decent, like you could tell Richard Norton at this point still had fast moves. But the fight ends too quick. And then Richard Norton's character is captured. And then you still have like 15 minutes of the movie. Because Jay Busey's the main villain for some fucking reason. So there's a waste of Richard Norton's talent. Oh, and there's one guy who appears as a worker in the bar who talks to our lead character from time to time. I'm like, that guy looks familiar. He looks like William Ragsdale. Trying to find out when I'm looking at the end credits, I'm like, it is fucking William Ragsdale. That was when I was doing the commentary. I'm like, that is fucking William Ragsdale. No wonder it looks like him. Yeah, Brewster from Fright Night 1 and 2. You're so cool, Brewster. He's in this movie as one of the patrons, one of the workers at this bar called the Black Pelican. What's next? They do a Roadhouse 3, and the fucking bar is called the White Dove. Be John Woo's favorite film. It's just fucking ridiculous. Oh, but the first Roadhouse is ridiculous. Not supposed to take it seriously. But the first Roadhouse was good. Because you had a great lead in Swayze, you had fun lines of dialogue, you had quirkiness that worked well. Here, maybe they try to do the quirkiness where there's yet again another, from time to time I'll cut to the same group singing at the bar, just like Jeff Healey in the first film, only these guys suck, and for some reason they have this little midget guy among, like, not doing much, just there among them. And then they just rip off lines from the first movie. Will Patton literally says, I'll get enough sleep when I'm dead. The same line Sam Elliott said in the first movie. They reference the pain don't hurt. Oh yeah, your dad lied. Pain does hurt. They reference that be nice until it's time not to be nice. They literally reference that like 2 or 3 times. So it's just constant line references to the first movie. Nothing, no new original dialogue that's worth a crap. Poor sit there, stand there direction. Nothing inventive. And I'm sorry, I'm not giving, oh, it's low budget. I just saw a Friday the 13th fan film that had better direction. And it's a fan film. And they have like nice aerial shots and interesting stuff with the camera and editing. So don't give me, that was a fan film for Friday the 13th. And cinematography wise, it looked better than this movie. This movie looked cheap. Even the titles, they just pop up as if it's some Skinemax, like, not Skinemax, but like just some direct-to-video comedy. I don't know, just like some cheap ass, it is direct-to-video, but it's just some cheap ass, I don't know, the way it pops up, and even, it's not just like black titles or white titles, they look like fucking lava is in the titles. I'm not kidding, it looks like when the titles come up, it's fucking lava in them. I don't know, it's just a weird like color thing they use for, I don't know why. And I'm trying to think of what else. Okay, there's another romantic subplot where instead of in the first film the girl's a doctor, here she's a, I forget what the hell she was, but you found out as the cousin of Jay Busey's character. I'm trying to literally remember what the hell else happened in this film. We first see the lead as a DEA agent undercover in a bar. They arrest the guy, and then the lead takes off his shirt, and literally right underneath there's another shirt that says DEA in big letters. I'm like, what if something went wrong and they ripped your shirt and they see in big bold letters DEA? I mean, that's really bad. That's terrible undercover work. And then another agent, a female agent, takes him to the side in a private room, sits him down while he's handcuffed, and is about 5 seconds away from giving a lap dance to him, but then uncuffs him. Okay. And like the fact that he has a son who's a DEA agent, I'm like, that just makes it seem like a typical crappy direct-to-video film. There's nothing in it that made the first Roadhouse unique and fun. Like I said, there's barely any fight scenes. Hell, the best fight scene is probably when the good girl and the evil girl, that's what Jay Busey did, into a fight. Jay Busey's fight with the lead is just Jay Busey swinging a chain at the guy. And then Johnathon Schaech beats him up, kicks him through a window, and Jay Busey's here gets impaled. That's really it. And I'm watching this, I'm going, this is junk ass bullshit. Even the cover of the film. You look at the cover, there's these two girls on the cover. The two girls literally appear maybe 30 seconds as they walk by, maybe a minute into the film. But yet they're on the front cover. And there's not a lot of roughhousing in Roadhouse. It's not a lot of... I mean, it just makes you go, why was this even made? It was made because they were making a special edition DVD of the first film. That came out around 2006. And like, well, people like the first film. We'll make a special edition. Maybe on the shelf they'll see Roadhouse 2. I'm like, oh, okay, let me give this a look. And they'll get some pennies for their pity banks. Well, it wasn't worth it. Boring film, even though it's like 80 some minutes long. Lack of action. What's there doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't say much. Some generic gunplay. Pop, 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 pop. I mean, I've seen TV shows have more enthralling shootout sequences than this movie. The music is ass. Like I said, you have generic crap rap or hold down, low down, square dancing, redneck music. All that sucked in this flick. A lead that's god fucking awful, horrible horseshit. Again, he has no charisma, no personality, no likability. I don't know why they cast this guy. Why? And again, no lines of dialogue worth of shit. Jay Busey, he's over the top as the villain, and he's either cringeworthy or laughable because I don't get intimidated by him. I'm sorry, man. Like I said, you're not your dad. Stop it. And what the hell? And Richard Norton being very underused. Will Patton, he's in a hospital bed for most of it. Then he does a little bit of stuff, gets stabbed in the back where the spine is, but he survives. I'm like, again, if this was supposed to be Swayze in this role, no wonder he turned it down. I don't fucking blame him. It's like, you don't do Roadhouse 2, I'm not even going to be star of it, and I'm going to get in a hospital bed for most of it, and then I get stabbed in the back, and I'm immobilized, and then I come back. and do nothing. But yeah, I don't know what else to say other than this piss poor. I know I don't have the fire of it, but it's just one of those movies. It's hard getting the fire and rants anymore, because I'm like, what more can I say that I haven't... Maybe my brain is just getting used to shit. So I'm like, of course it's shit. It's Roadhouse 2 Last Call, which they say last call like 10 times in the film. Last call is referenced. Last call, last call. This film is a one-dick pony trick. What do you mean one dick? Yeah, the one dick right here that I'm gonna put in its fucking mouth and tell it to suck it. This is where we can suck every bit out of my ass too. Fucking, you got this Johnathon Schaech that looks like a reject from the Gap. Calvin Klein motherfucker who can't act for shit. Try to act for 2 nickels, you give him a penny and a half. But again, what do I expect from the director of Cruel Intentions 3, right? But yeah, cinematography is cheap. Camera work, nothing to it. Sometimes a little bit of shaking the camera. But again, there's not much action, and what's there is nothing that you've seen. There's dozens and dozens and dozens of direct-to-video films. Michael Jai White with Blood and Bone and Black Dynamite. Scott Adkins with Ninja 2 Shadow of a Tear. You got Undisputed 2, Undisputed 3. You got all these other direct-to-video films. Even, Van Damme stuff like 6 Bullets, Wake of Death. Even Steven Seagal stuff. Like, what was it? Urban Justice or Pistol Whipped are better than this shit. And you know you're bad when you're better than some of Seagal's. You're worse than some of Seagal's direct-to-video films. It's just worthless and pointless endeavor. Romance, it doesn't work because there's no chemistry. Just a lot of regurgitation of ideas from the first film. Story not worth a crap, and a lead that has a bunch of much talent as a fucking umbrella. So you know what? You can float away like Mary fucking Poppins for all I care. See you guys later. Fuck this flick.